In this video, we'll use the Civilization Builder to create a custom playable faction from scratch for Galactic Civilizations 3 Crusade. You can access the builder right from the main menu. In the first section, we provide basic details on our civilization. We start with the full name. In this video, we'll be creating a race of malevolent psychic aliens. We'll call them the Mindweaver Collective. The short name appears in some in-game menus, like the power list. This works best as a one-word noun, like Mindweaver. Now we choose the logo and portraits of our civilization. It is possible to import your own custom art assets for your civilization. We'll cover that in a future video. For now, we'll use some of the artwork that is included in the game. The logo works as the flag for the civilization. The portrait is a small picture of the leader. The foreground and background are used for diplomacy screens. Now we'll name the leader of the civilization and provide a brief description. The description doesn't appear in-game, but it does add a little extra flavor for players who want to know more about your leader. The description works best as one or two sentences that give the player a basic idea of what your civilization is about. We'll add more detail later. Now we'll name the civilization's starting planet. Clicking the Edit button allows us to pick from a variety of beginning star systems. This has a big impact on the early game, so choose wisely. We'll give the Mindweavers a star system just like the Iconian star. Clicking the Customize button down here allows us to add more detail to the startup screen. Here we can splurge a little, adding a few paragraphs of text that give the player an idea of the civilization's background and playstyle. We want the player to understand what the Mindweavers want and how they play differently from other civilizations. In the second section, we'll specialize the civilization with unique traits and abilities. These can radically change how your civilization plays. The traits operate on a point system. To give your civilization positive traits, like diplomatic skill, you have to spend points. But if you give your civilization negative traits, like infertility, you gain points that you can spend on other categories. You begin with 5 points to spend. Make sure you spend all of them to create the strongest possible civilization. We'll allocate points for the Mindweavers to make them great soldiers and researchers, with bonuses to their productivity because of their slave economy. However, they get penalties to happiness and diplomacy because no one likes them. Now we choose from a range of different abilities. All civilizations get 2. Instead of stat changes, most abilities significantly change how a civilization plays, like unlocking special technologies, buildings, or citizens. We'll give the Mindweavers Slavers, which gives them special slave buildings and techs, and Experienced, which makes their ships level up faster. Under race type, we have the option of choosing from some exotic life forms, like synthetic, which builds their population, or silicon-based, which feeds off Durantium instead of using farms. When in doubt, stick with carbon-based. Finally, we choose from a variety of ships that the civilization begins the game with. We'll give the Mindweavers Scouts so they can immediately begin searching for conquest targets. In the third section, we'll change the appearance of the civilization's ships and interface. This doesn't impact gameplay, but can really change the flavor of your civilization. Down at the bottom, the ship style picks from a set of pre-made ships for each class. In a future video, we'll look at how to create and import custom ship sets. For now, we'll use the Thalans. We can experiment with the colors, textures, and materials to significantly change how a civilization's navy looks. The interface theme sets the colors of the in-game interface, the buttons, menus, and so on. The map theme is the color of your civilization's borders. In the fourth section, we can customize the civilization's fleet style. There's a lot you can do here, but we'll save that for a future video. In the fifth section, we'll teach the computer how to play as our civilization. Since the Mindweavers are hateful, mind-controlling slavers, they're naturally drawn to malevolent ideologies. Now we'll choose any number of character traits to describe the civilization. This doesn't give any bonuses or penalties, it just changes how the AI plays. We'll give the Mindweavers a set of character traits to make them likely to respond to weakness with violence. Now we can click and drag a set of 9 priorities. The higher a priority is on the list, the more emphasis the AI will put on it. We'll arrange the list so the Mindweavers like building large, high-tech fleets and don't concern themselves with culture and diplomacy. There's lots more to do to create a custom civilization, like creating custom logos, writing dialogue, giving citizens their own names and portraits, and uploading to the Steam Workshop. That's all coming in a future video. But this is all we need to create a unique civilization to play as or against. We'll just hit Save Civilization, and we're ready to go. To play as the civilization, all we need to do is start a new game and select it from the list on the left. And just like that, the galaxy is ours to subjugate. We can't wait to see what you come up with in Galactic Civilizations 3: Crusade.